So now today we're going to be looking at our plan and writing our outline, our rough draft. And as I write my rough draft, I'm realizing I probably did more in my outline than I needed to. So what I'm going to be doing is copying most of what I did. I didn't do jot, just 1, 2, or 3, but I am going to show you that I'm adding a little bit as I add into my first draft. So I'm going to be pausing and writing and then pausing and writing. So you'll see me start and stop. On slide 8, you're going to see that there are 2 videos for you, how to write a draft and the reasons and examples. So those will really help you as you write. One of the strategies for starting with your hook is to ask a question. So you could start with the question. The one that I'm writing about Santa, I might ask him something to think about, like, are you worried about your blood pressure? Or are you worried about how many cookies you're eating? Something like that. But I still kind of like what I wrote before, so I'm going to still do that. You could start with a statement. You can start with a question. You can also start with a quote or part of a song. Those are different hooks. Now, 4th grade, we don't need to practice hooks a lot until 5th grade, but I am going to introduce hooks a little bit to you. It helps your reader really pay attention. So I went ahead and used my plan choices from slide 7, and I put them in. I made them a little bit better. Now I'm on my yellow. This is my first paragraph. So this one is my first reason about why Santa should lose weight. And I'm putting my yellow as "you will fit through the chimney." I need a transition though. So I'm going to add a transition right in the front. First of all, you guys remember using that in 3rd grade, right? So first of all, I'm going to add "be able to." This is my chance to make my writing a little smoother and not as choppy. Adding words helps it be easier for others to understand or read. I'm going to go back and look at my outline to see what my reds were. I got to make sure I'm on the right one. So I'm on the chimney one. Oh, now I'm going to say things that are examples or explaining things. So you won't get stuck. You'll be faster when you deliver presents. I think I'm just going to copy what I had. And then I'm going to go paste it. So let's see if that sounds good. For example, you won't get stuck. I think that needs a little bit more. As you slide down our chimney. Okay, so I added a little bit. I also have a transition, for example. And I'm going to make sure my Y isn't capitalized. Okay, now I have another red. I'm going to go back to my outline because you always want to follow your outline. I have this one. You'll be faster when you deliver presents. So I did Control-C. One reason I love using the computer is because you can copy and paste things. So I pasted it here, but I want to have a transition. So let's see, I can't use "for example" again. I already did that one. Maybe I'll do "in addition." In addition, you'll be faster when you deliver presents if you lose a few pounds. I'll say it a little nicer. So I did my first yellow. Let me go back and look at it and make sure it sounds good. First of all, you will be able to fit through the chimney. For example, you won't get stuck as you slide down our chimney. That sounds pretty good. In addition, you'll be faster when you deliver presents if you lose a few pounds. Okay, I like it so far. So now I'm going to continue doing my yellows and reds. So I'm going to pause my video. So I'm on my 3rd yellow. I'm going in order, and I added the word "finally" as my transition. So I put "finally losing weight will help lighten your sleigh." I changed the words around a little bit. Now this one, this red, I copied it, but I want to make it better. Right now it says it will be easier for the reindeer to pull. Well, that doesn't really sound like it has enough details. So I'm going to add on to it. I need a transition. I did, first of all, for example, I'm going to add a little sense of humor here. I'm going to say, haven't you noticed your reindeer getting tired? If you lose some weight, it will be easier for the reindeer. Oh, let's change that to your reindeer to pull your sleigh. Okay. So I added a little bit extra there. You don't have to do that, but it makes it a little bit more fun to read, a little entertaining. We're trying to go for some funny things here and entertain our readers. My other red, let me go back to my outline, see what it said. Oh, you will go faster. Why does Santa want to go faster? Let's see if we can put that. I'm going to put, obviously, as one of my transitions, having a lighter load will help your reindeer go faster on Christmas Eve. Okay, so I added that. I'm going to make my font a little bit bigger. There we go. So I made mine all have transitions except for this one. And it's okay if you don't use a transition on every single sentence. Most of my other ones have transitions. I used the word furthermore. I used finally. I used for example. So things like that really help your writing get smoother. Now I'm ready for my conclusion.
I've been writing my opinion about my favorite book, The Tale of Peter Rabbit. I've written an introduction to name the topic and tell my opinion. I've written reasons to support my opinion. And I've written examples to prove my reasons.
So we've done all that. This video is going to help us understand what you do in a conclusion, because that's pretty tricky.
Now I'm ready to write a conclusion to end my writing. A conclusion is the last part of your writing. It should have 3 parts. First, restate your opinion. Next, summarize your reasons. And last, give the reader a final thought. I'm going to start by restating my opinion.
So let's do that together. Remember, my opinion is that Santa needs to lose some weight. Even though I really care about him, I really want him to lose some weight. So I'm looking back at what I said at the beginning. We're restating our opinion. My opinion is right here about how I'm really worried about him and I want him to start watching his weight and lose some weight. So I'm going to go down to my conclusion, which is green, and I'm going to click and add. Now it only has one box here, so you can add a couple of sentences here in your box. Okay, so I'm going to think of a transition to use in a conclusion. You want to make sure you're using transitions. You could start with in conclusion, which is, I bet, familiar to you. But if you were telling somebody your opinion, you probably wouldn't say that out loud. So I'm going to not use in conclusion. I'm okay if you do. I'm going to do definitely. And I'm going to try to be kind of kind to Santa here. You should think about going on a diet. That's my opinion. So I'm going back to my video. See if I can make it big for you. She did her restating her opinion. Doesn't The Tale of Peter Rabbit sound like a great book? I did mine. Let's see what's next.
Now I will summarize my reasons. The characters are really cute. Parts of the book are so silly. The illustrations are pretty, and it can even teach you a lesson.
She followed the order that she put her reasons in her essay. So I'm going to go back and put all my yellows in order. Let's see what the last thing is to do.
Last, I'm going to leave the reader with a final thought. If this sounds like the type of book you might like, check it out at your local library.
That sounds almost like she's giving us some advice. So that's what we need to do with ours.
Yay, my draft is complete. Check out episode 7 to see how I revise my writing to make it even better.
So I'm going back and I'm going to restate my yellows in order. That means I have to make sure I get them all in the right order here. Oh, the chimney part, feel healthier, and lighten your sleigh. So I'm going to see if I can think of how to put those in order and make sense. Okay, so I thought of how to put those in order. I put losing weight can help you fit down the chimney. That's my first yellow. Feel better and get healthier. That's my second yellow. And lighten your sleigh. That's my third yellow. So see how I have them in order? That's really important. Now I'm on my give a little advice at the end. So I'm just going to tell Santa we love you and we hope you'll try going on a diet. You know we love you, and that's why I hope you'll follow my advice. Okay, so that's my ending. If you're doing the elf or the new snack or the Christmas tree or the beard, think of something that would talk your reader into thinking about your advice at the end. So the conclusion is something that we'll be practicing a lot. It's quite difficult. The main thing I want you to make sure you do is when you restate your opinion, say it almost the same way that you did in the beginning. That way you're telling them again, hey, this is what I think, remember? And then tell them your yellows in order, like I did. And then at the end, give them a little bit more advice to end it. Please do not say the end or your name at the bottom. It's not the end of a story. It's an essay, so we don't need to put the end. I hope this helps. Bye.